This is Pat Salber with the Dr. Weighs In, and I'm here with an amazing entrepreneur, Dr. Daniel Chao, who is from the San Francisco Bay Area, as we are. And I heard his presentation this morning on Halo Neurosciences. So tell us about this device that you have that's going to help athletes be better, and there's no drugs involved.
What we've built is a product that we call Halo Sport. This is our first product, and it is a neurostimulator for athletes, specifically a motor cortex neurostimulator.
Well, so how does that work?
The secret sauce behind this equipment is actually right here. People think it's around the audio, but the audio really has nothing to do with what we're doing. These we call primers, but between you and the listener group, these are effectively electrodes.
So you're shocking me?
We try not to use the word shock. It's a mild electrical stimulation. We create an electric field here that is strong enough to get through the skull while gently interacting with your cortex.
And so some people might say, should we really be messing with the brain only to have better athletic performance? Is there any concern that there could be side effects or damage done to the brain?
I would just really defer to the data and not make judgments call on this, because you're absolutely right. Like, we shouldn't just be messing with the brain in any way unless we're very certain that it's safe. So we've tested 2,000 people, over 2,000 people now, many of them multiple times longitudinally over days, weeks, months, and myself, years.
And you're still intact?
I think so. We test for efficacy. We also look for safety. We look at safety very carefully. So when we test for safety, we'll ask open-ended questions, like how does your head feel? How do you feel generally? Blah, blah, blah. If we don't elicit any side effects from those questions, then we'll go deliberately hunting for them. Do you have headache? Do you have scalp pain? Are you dizzy? Are you forgetful? We'll even quiz them. We'll have them remember 3 things, do like an abbreviated mini mental status. We'll have them stand on one leg, walk a straight line. So we'll go hunting for side effects, and we can't find anything. So that's our work. Then if you appeal to the peer-reviewed literature, there's been about 2,000 papers using this form of technology. It's TDCS.
This for not your technology, but similar technology.
It's not our product, but other technology providers with the same output. So there's been a description of about 80,000 subjects that have been tested with this technology. And in their hands, they also report excellent safety. So
it's safe?
So it's safe. Everything that we have learned from the data point towards a safe technology.
Okay, so that's good news. And now, what are you looking for in an athlete to say that it worked, to say it's efficacious? What can I do better as a kind of a weekend athlete?
Right, so, as a docs here, we believe in rigorous ethical research. So the way we do research is very similar that, folks at universities do research. So randomized, double-blind, sham-controlled. That's the way we do research. Because, for an athlete, it's not enough for us to say that you got better from training, because you probably would have, without neurostimulation, because training will just make you better. So we need to beat a control group. So in all the studies that we do, we take a group of people and divide them into 2. Half get fake neurostimulation. So they wear the equipment, they have it turned on. We turn on the stimulator such that they can feel a sensation on their scalp, but it's not strong enough to be a therapeutic amount. And then there's another group that gets real stimulation. They do the exact same training, we do before and after testing, and then we compare the results from the 2 groups. And then we take into account standard deviations and so on and so forth.
All the science stuff.
And then p-values and all that good stuff. And then, we're not satisfied just like anybody else until the p-value is less than 0.05.
And so good for all athletes, make me a better swimmer, make me a better runner, or are there some kinds of athletic performance that it works better for than others?
Yeah, so We have data on fine motor control, like relating to technique and skill. We have data on gross motor control, related to how explosive and strong you are. So really it cuts across all the different dimensions of being an athlete. But I will say some dimensions of athleticism are easier to measure. So for strength, for example, it's just easier to measure than skill. Like, skill is often a subjective thing or coach's eye, and as docs, it's just harder to put a number against it. So as a byproduct of how easy it is to measure, some of more conclusive data comes from the world of like gross motor control.
It's like football players.
Well, I mean, like how high you can jump, that's very easy to measure. Basketball, yeah.
Okay, so these are on the market?
Yeah, hot off the press. We released this open to the market on November 16th, so less than 2 months ago.
Congratulations. And how much will it cost me to be a better athlete?
$750.
Okay, that's not too bad. So I just want to close with just a very quick question about the potential of this in the medical world.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about your thinking about where you would go after athletics.
Yeah, so let's talk more broadly. I mean, what we're doing with neurostimulation is we're creating temporary periods of hyperplasticity. So, in the case of using it with athletes, we're combining it with their movement-based training. Now, what if we use this application and say someone who suffered from a stroke and has some sort of motor disability, which is about half of everybody who has a stroke has some sort of motor disability. Like, what if we paired this with their physical therapy or their occupational therapy? Could this be used as an adjuvant?
And what are you doing? Are you starting to explore relationships with academic centers or medical centers?
Yeah, so we have a clinical trial already going. It's about half enrolled. So we're really excited about the results. Like, as you know, we're still blinded to the results. We can't look at them, but hopefully before the end of the year, we'll have some data to look at.
Well, that's fantastic. I really want to congratulate you on coming up with not only a creative product and one that hopefully will do good for the world of athletics, but even more important as physicians, one that would do good for the world of people who are suffering from disabilities like stroke. So congratulations and thank you very much.
Thank you.